The dark truth about chocolate, insects, slavery, and extinction. Intro. The delicious lie. That dark melting substance consumed by the ton every second around the world. Chocolate. We think of it as just a sweet snack from the supermarket. But you are wrong. Chocolate is actually one of the most complex chemical cocktails nature has ever produced. Throughout history, it was used as currency, accompanied the bloody rituals of kings, and today it rests on a billion-dollar system of modern slavery. And here is the most disturbing part. When you eat chocolate, you are eating more than just cocoa. You are also eating insects. Today we will unwrap that shiny packaging and face the scientific, historical, and ethical truths inside. Welcome to the bitter recipe behind the sweet taste. Chapter 1. Chemical Love, Neuroscience. Why do we love chocolate so much? It's not just about the taste, it's about chemistry. Chocolate, or Theobroma cacao, contains over 300 natural chemicals. The most important one is phenylethylamine. This is the exact same chemical your brain releases when you fall in love. So biologically, when you eat chocolate, your brain thinks it's in love. The second player is anandamide. Named after the Sanskrit word for internal bliss, this molecule binds to cannabinoid receptors in our brain. Yes, you heard that right. Chocolate tickles the same receptors as marijuana, but in a much milder and legal way. Plus, with tryptophan boosting serotonin levels, eating a piece of chocolate triggers a small fireworks display in your brain. You don't just choose to eat it, you are biologically hacked to crave it. Chapter 2. The Deadly Molecule and the Insect Truth, Shock Factor. But this chemical cocktail isn't innocent for everyone. It contains theobromine, a stimulant similar to caffeine. The human liver processes it easily, but our loyal friends' dogs cannot. For them, a small dose of chocolate is a poison strong enough to stop their hearts. What is love for us is death for another species. Speaking of ingredients, let's talk about the unwanted guests, insects. According to FDA standards, 100% cleanliness in chocolate production is impossible. Legally, a 100-gram chocolate bar is allowed to contain up to 60 insect fragments and a certain amount of rodent hair. When cocoa beans are fermented, they are piled up in the open air. Cockroaches and other bugs mix into these piles. During processing, they are all ground up together, blending into that smooth chocolate as invisible protein. So that chocolate you just ate might not be as vegetarian as you thought. Chapter 3. The Bloody Money of Gods, History. If you think chocolate has always been a sweet bar, you are mistaken. For 90% of its history, it was a bitter drink. For the Mayans and Aztecs, cocoa was more valuable than gold. It was literally money. You had to pay 10 cocoa beans to buy a rabbit and 100 beans to buy a slave. Nobody wanted to eat their money, so only the elite drank it. But the Aztecs didn't drink it with milk like us. They mixed it with chili peppers and sometimes human blood. To them, the cocoa tree was a gift stolen from paradise, and the price of this gift had to be paid in blood. When Spanish explorers came to the Americas, they were looking for gold, but they found brown gold, cocoa. They took it to Europe, added sugar, and changed the world's palate forever. Chapter 4. Modern Slavery. Today, chocolate is a cheap luxury found in every store. But who pays the real price for this cheapness? Over 60% of the world's cocoa comes from West Africa, specifically Ivory Coast and Ghana. Reports show that over 2 million children are still working in hazardous conditions on cocoa farms. Today, for the chocolate bar you finish in 10 seconds, children who have never even tasted chocolate swing machetes all day long. Sadly, the taste of industrial chocolate has an invisible flavor of tears. Chapter 5. Is it the end of chocolate? The future. And perhaps we won't be able to taste it forever. The cocoa tree is the pickiest plant on Earth. It only grows in a narrow strip 20 degrees north and south of the equator. It demands high humidity and constant temperatures. But global climate change is disrupting this delicate balance. Droughts and rising temperatures are threatening cocoa trees. Scientists warn that by 2050, chocolate could become an extremely expensive luxury item, as rare as caviar. In the future, eating chocolate might be a privilege reserved only for the rich. End. Outro. Next time you pop a piece of chocolate into your mouth, stop and think. It is not just a candy. It is a biological miracle carrying chemicals that trick your brain, holding a history of empires and slaves, hiding microscopic insect parts inside, and facing the threat of extinction. Enjoy it because it might not be with us forever. Stay with science, history, and the truth.